What is going on, everyone? This is NinjaGeek here. Welcome back to another video. You're wondering probably why the hell are you seeing World War II on your screen? Well, World War II and Sledgehammer Games, I should say, decided to release a Halloween-themed event called Halloween Scream here in World War II. And if you did not know, Halloween is my favorite holiday. October is my favorite month, and fall is my favorite season of the entire year. And so when everything is Halloween themed, I cannot miss out on this. So I decided to go back to World War II and check it out and play around with the new weapons. And plus, since Black Ops 4 comes out in about a week anyways, or actually probably a week yet from today, from me uploading this, since Black Ops 4 comes out and I have thousands of armory credits on this game, probably not going to be playing this game much after that releases. So I said, whatever, I'll just waste my armory credits on this assault rifle here, and I ended up getting the Keeper uniform because that thing looks pretty cool as well. But I ended up spending money, armory credits on this Lactrodectus, or whatever you call it. I call it the laxative gun with my friend, because the guns in this game, like, they have weird ass names. They're not like they are like the names of guns in real life. Like, even like the 3-line isn't what it is called in the Mosin in real life. So yeah, anyways, we're back here on World War II, and I want to give my final thoughts on this game before Black Ops 4 comes out. Now, actually, the gameplay you're watching right now is a gameplay. They're both using the same gun, the new assault rifle, but one is a domination game with, I believe I'm playing with my friend here that I was talking about, and we get destroyed. But then the second game is a TDM game on shipment, and I actually do pretty well. So there's two kind of like different contrasting gameplays, and I felt like they went well with the topic of this, which is discussing my final thoughts on World War II, because World War II has been a mixed bag all year. Now, to give you some kind of perspective, I think the last time that I looked, I have roughly around exactly 7-ish days played in World War II, and that's somewhat a lot compared to, obviously, what I have put time into Infinite Warfare. Like, I'm barely a level 50 in that game, no prestige, but so I definitely put more time into World War II, a lot more time, and I don't know how this would compare to the other game times that I have played. I mean, my most played Call of Duty game is Modern Warfare 3 with around 24, 25 days played. And then Black Ops 2 around the second highest with around 20-ish days. So no Call of Duty game has ever come close to that. So this, ranks pretty low amongst that. But as far as like the lower Call of Duty games below that, I'm not entirely sure. But World War II, as you know, has been a giant mixed bag. Like, I would go back and play it and, have fun some games, but then ultimately just get frustrated and bored with it. And that's pretty much what it is. Now, I had planned to do a report card style of video, sort of like I did in a few years previous. I think I did this with Black Ops 3 as well. I don't entirely remember if it was like the half year or whatever, but I already did make a video on World War II. I believe it was like around 6 months after this game had come out, and now we're almost a year since its release. And I made a video talking and going over different categories of what I would rate the game and what I think about it. And I'm going to leave that video in a card on your screen in the description below, because I think that it perfectly sums up my thoughts to this day on World War II. And plus, you don't want to see me repeat the same exact things over and over again. So that video is going to go into detail on specifics like the maps and the category and, all the map streaks, guns, all that stuff. But overall, generally, I just want to speak that World War II has just, in general, in this video, just been a mixed bag of feelings. When it first came out, it was, first released and announced that it was going to be a World War II themed Call of Duty game. I was excited because, of course we're getting boots on the ground, but it wasn't like something that I had been like, oh my god, we need to go to World War II, but it was just one of those things where it just happened, and I was like, yeah, cool, this is cool. And then as we're getting more details, I ended up pre-ordering the game because, I was pretty excited for this game, and I didn't really think twice about the fact that it was Sledgehammer Games who developed Advanced Warfare, And yeah, and this game pretty much, it doesn't have a lot of similarities in terms of like the gameplay to Advanced Warfare, but just the feeling of it, you can tell that it's a Sledgehammer game. And after this, I can clearly and precisely say that I'm not a fan of the games that Sledgehammer makes for Call of Duty. I just don't. They're not polished to me. They're not clean. I like Treyarch or even Infinity Ward does. Like Infinity Ward, even though I didn't like Infinite Warfare, I can definitely say that that was a smoother game than this one was. And the problem that World War II mainly focused on, or suffered from, I guess I should say, is its launch. Right, World War II didn't work correctly, I'll say, for about, I will almost say a month. Like, I would say around 3 weeks, but I'll round it out to about a month. The game in its launch cycle just didn't work. I mean, and for the first week or two, the connections were terrible. It was terrible connecting people and matches and stuff. And besides, and after the connections were fixed, the headquarters never worked correctly. And just like little things like that, and big things like that, just never really worked right in this entire game to begin with. And so it made a lot of people leave. Plus, the maps, there wasn't a lot of them, and the maps that we did have were kind of bad, but they were overall mediocre. And it just didn't have a lot of stopping power, if you will. It didn't have a lot of staying power with people who were fans of the series. And yeah, even though it was boots on the ground, and yeah, even though they tried to bring back a lot of the things that fans liked, they just did so many things wrong that a lot of people left early on. And then when they fixed the division system overhaul in April and did a lot of things to change it after Cloundry and Schofield left the scene, it just never recovered from the detrimental launch of the game. And so that's why World War II has a lot of mixed opinions about it from the community. And I would say that it's definitely not my favorite Call of Duty game, but and I actually ranked it low on my list of Call of Duty games, ranked worst to best in that series. And it's just for that reason, that it just wasn't supported well. And now it's getting good post-launch content and support, but the main problem for me still with this game is the time to kill, right? It was never fixed. The time to kill was just so bad at launch, and it's still that way to this day. It's just not a good, it's inconsistent, right? Like Black Ops 4 has a slower time to kill, but to me it felt more consistent in the gunfights than it does in World War II. In World War II, sometimes I kill people really fast, but most of the time it's really, really slow, and then people kill me extremely quickly, and I just get frustrated super fast. So that is pretty much my thoughts on World War II, and that was my biggest problem with it that I mentioned throughout the entire year, which was the time to kill. So what is your biggest problem with World War II? And definitely check out that other video that I have listed below, which is talking about the World War II report card, going over different sections, the maps and the streaks and all that kind of stuff, more in depth than what I did in this video here. But I just kind of wanted to give you my overall thoughts, and I want to hear your thoughts about World War II below. Did you play this game throughout the year? Did you quit early on like most people did? I have been through times in this game where I just haven't played it for months on months, and then I'd go back, like with the Halloween Scream event, and play for a little bit, and then, just not really be interested in it, and that's kind of where I come from. But where do you come from? I'd like to hear it down in the comments. Thank you for sticking around. Hopefully my voice was okay, decently to listen to, because I am just recovering a little bit from being sick, so hopefully it wasn't that bad, and I will see you on the next one. Got many projects in the works, I should say. So I'll see you on one of those next projects. This is NinjaGeek. I'm out, and peace.